If you're looking for how to make a correct vegetable soup, you are in the right place. This video is for you. Hello Value Farm, you're welcome back to my channel. I'm going to share with you on how to make this delicious pot of vegetable soup. These are all the ingredients we'll be using for this soup. I have some beef, or more stockfish. We have achi. The achi is the thickener for this soup. And you see this dry fish, make sure you use a very good dry fish for this. This is not that type of soup you just use manla to cook. You need a very good dry fish for this soup. For the achi is acting as a thickener in this soup. So I'm just going to soak the achi first in the water for a few minutes before I'll proceed to blend. For this soup, you need a thickener, and the thickener for the soup is achi. Now, into a pot now, we are going to be adding in the meat. And I'm using beef. Feel free to use goat meat if it's your choice protein. I added in some more into the pot. I'm going in now with the stockfish because this is actually very dry, and all this they are going to cook together. So to season this, we'll be making use of salt and seasoning cube. I'm going to add in a little water to this. This is just going to help to steam this meat. So I'll add in water, cover this up, and allow this to steam. You can as well stir this to make sure that everything is well combined. This soup right here is one of the best vegetable soup you can try out. And the vegetables we are using is just the pumpkin leaves or the fluted pumpkin, ogo, depending on the one you call it. So I'm going to be using my food processor to shred it. You can as well use your knife, but I'm just trying to make this easier. And you need to cut this into tiny bits, please. If you are cutting with your hands, make sure it's as tiny as this. This is how to get the best from your vegetables. If you cannot do that, you can as well get someone to do it for you. For this particular soup, you need your vegetables to be tiny, and this is the only vegetable we are using for this soup. We are not adding water leaf, we are not adding okazi, we are not adding any other leaves. This is just vegetable soup, and you have to do this when vegetable is in season because you'll be needing lots of vegetables for this. So after that, I'm just going to set this aside. Now in my blender, I'll be blending the thick. Now this is actually, you can buy the already blended one, but I advise if you can blend yours at home. The difference is so much. The one you blend at home is very fresh. The taste is different. See, thickeners have a way to affect the taste of your soup. So even if you don't have a blender at home, you can just buy the seed and ask them to blend it for you in the market instead of buying the already blended and tied ones. They are not the same in terms of taste. So next now I've added in some peppers into the blender. I'm using the yellow and the red one. You know the aroma the yellow gives, right? I added in some obeyi and crayfish. So I'm just going to blend this. You can just add a little bit of water to help to blend this. After blending, I'm just going to pour this into our pot on fire. So this is the blended pepper, obeyi, and crayfish. I'll just add a little water and add to this. Just mix this all together, and we are going to allow this to continue cooking. At this time, the aroma from this will be going miles away to tell your neighbors that something delicious is about to go down in your kitchen. See those flavors coming from the bay and pepper. See, it's a game changer. So I washed some dried fish, deboned it, I've added it into the pot. I'm adding palm oil now. See, the taste of the dry fish matters too. So make sure you use a very good tasty dried fish for this. Any fish that is very tasty we serve. So I'm going to allow the palm oil to cook, and this is what is looking like. So this is the time for you to add in the thickener. I won't be using much of the thickener for this. We just need about 2 to 3 spoons, and that is okay. This will just help to thicken up the stock, and as you can see, the stock is not much. It's just at the same level with the proteins into the pot. So don't add too much thickener. This is not your oha soup. So I'm just going to stir and allow your achi to cook. One mistake people used to do is that they don't allow their thickener to cook. You're not going to get the best from it. So any ingredient you add, especially when you're making this soup, you're just going to give it little time for this to cook. For this thickener, just give it at minimum 10 minutes for the thickener to cook. And the longer you cook it, the better it comes out in taste and texture. While you know that your thickener is well cooked by the taste of that particular thickener. I don't know how to explain that, but hope you understand. The thickener will no longer taste raw, so I'm just going to cover this up and allow this to cook. Some minutes later, this is what we have. the stock has further reduced, and this is the time for you to add in your vegetables. Remember, you are using only vegetables for this soup, so you have to use lots of it. So I'm adding in my veggies at this stage. So I'm just going to stir to mix this all together. This is what the soup should look like. You're going to test at this stage and adjust if necessary. But in this case, there was nothing to adjust here. So what you're going to do after mixing this all together is to cover up your pot and give this vegetable a little time for this to just soften up. And this is what you have. So I'm going to add in my periwinkle at this stage. The heat from this soup is just going to cook the periwinkle. Remember, this is a deshelled periwinkle, so I'm adding it at this stage. So I'm just going to mix this all together, and your soup is almost ready. This is a hit, guys. If you've never tried this vegetable soup out, you are missing. Just purely vegetables, but this is actually so good. Back then, our mothers used to call this blood tonic. When they look into your eyes and feel that you're lacking blood, straight up, they just make this soup for you. So I'm just giving it a final mix here to just allow the periwinkle to really cook a little bit before we'll take this off fire. Just to add here, if you cannot use achi as a thickener, see, yam is not the best substitute for this. You can use apparata, and if you cannot find apparata, you can even blend oats and use as a thickener for this soup. And this is what we have. I'm pairing mine with some yellow eba. What swallow do you think that will pair better with this soup? Let me know in the comment section. And if you are yet to try this soup, just give it a try. You'll have a rethink about how you'll be making your vegetable soup all this way. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and if you have not yet subscribed, please just hit the subscribe button below. Thank you.